So, you're planning a trip to Korea, right? And maybe you're a little worried about sounding, well, rude. You're definitely not alone. A new language is always tricky, but Korean honorifics can feel like they're on a whole different level. But don't you worry. In this explainer, we're going to build a simple, easy to use toolkit that will make sounding polite incredibly simple.
I actually saw this happen with my own eyes once. This super confident executive, someone who runs boardrooms for a living, just completely froze at a coffee counter in Seoul. And it wasn't about knowing the words. It was the fear of using the wrong ending, of accidentally offending someone over a single tiny syllable. That anxiety is real.
But here's the big idea, the total game changer. What if you didn't need to be a grammar expert to be respectful? What if this secret was something much, much simpler? Well, that's the secret we're going to unlock right now. All right, first things first, let's really pin down the actual problem that trips up so many tourists. I like to call it the honorifics dilemma. Okay, so here's the biggest mistake pretty much everyone makes, thinking that respect comes from perfect grammar. But here's the reality. When you're in a restaurant or a shop, the staff cares way more about your intention and your tone than whether you conjugated a verb correctly. They're not giving you a grammar test, you know? They're just looking for a little warmth and courtesy.
So, if perfect grammar isn't the goal, then what is? Let's move on to the solution, and we're going to call this the golden rule. And here it is, simple as that. Honestly, if you remember one thing from this whole explainer, make it this: polite beats perfect every single time. Focusing on a simple, consistently polite style is so much more effective than trying and probably failing at complicated grammar. So what's the secret weapon here? It's the yo or yo style. I want you to think of it like your travel seatbelt. You just put it on by default. It's the absolute simplest, safest way to end your sentences, and it instantly makes them polite enough for pretty much any situation you'll find yourself in as a tourist.
In fact, you can break down most polite interactions into a super simple four-step loop. Step 1, you greet with a nice 안녕하세요. Step 2, you request using the magic word 주세요. Step 3, you repair if things get confusing. And step 4, you close with a warm 감사합니다. You master that rhythm, and you are golden.
So does that one little yo syllable really make a difference? Oh yeah, a huge one. Saying 얼마야 is super casual, and to a stranger it can sound pretty blunt. But just add that one syllable, 얼마예요, and boom, it's polite and totally safe to use anywhere. Literally, that one sound changes the entire vibe.
Okay, theory is great and all, but let's see how this stuff actually works in the real world. This is your polite pack in action. First, let me just give you a quick cultural tip that's gonna ease your mind. Are you worried that pointing at a menu looks childish? Don't be. In a busy Korean restaurant, it's efficient, it's clear, and it's completely normal. Just remember, your goal here is clarity with courtesy, not some flawless theatrical performance. All right, here are your absolute essentials for a restaurant. You can see that pattern, right? You just point and say, 이거 주세요 for this one, please. Then you have more 좀 주세요 for water. And that last one, 자 먹여 없습니다. Oh, that one is social gold. It means I ate well and it shows real appreciation. Go ahead and screenshot this one. You'll thank me later. And it's the exact same idea when you're shopping. Ardeseo ermeo is your go-to for asking the price. But pay special attention to that last phrase. 괜찮아요, 감사합니다. That's your super soft, really polite way of saying, no thank you, if a clerk offers help you don't need. It keeps the whole interaction feeling warm and friendly. And for the hotel, you guessed it, same deal. You can start your check-in, ask for more towels with a simple 수건 더 주세요, or just ask for help. These short, polite phrases get the job done way faster than trying to explain everything in long, complicated sentences. Okay, but what happens when things don't go perfectly? You know, when you get confused or someone says something you don't understand, that's when you need your safety net. So here are the most common traps people fall into. When we get nervous, what do? We tend to talk too fast, we get embarrassed, and we drop that all-important yo ending. But the biggest mistake of all? Pretending you understood something when you totally didn't. Trust me, polite confusion is always, always better than confident misunderstanding. And that is exactly why you need this little repair kit. Seriously, these two phrases are absolute lifesavers. 천천히 말씀해주세요 just means please speak slowly. And 다시 말씀해주세요 is please say it again. Using these early on stops any confusion from getting out of hand. All right, let's pull all of this together. You see, you don't need to carry around a giant dictionary. You just need a small but really powerful toolkit.
Just 15. That's the magic number. That's it. If you can master about 15 core phrases, like 5 for restaurants, 5 for shopping, 5 for the hotel, you're going to smoothly handle something like 80% of all your daily interactions. That's not just possible, it's actually pretty easy to do.
And if you only take one thing away from this whole explainer, let it be this: respect travels faster than vocabulary. Your warm tone, your good intentions, and just sticking to that simple yo style, that's going to communicate so much more effectively than 1,000 perfectly conjugated verbs ever could. So what's the first phrase you're going to try?